Hey guys, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a great subject for ourselves today, and it's really important that you get this. Selling and being trustworthy and honest. What did he say? I said selling and being trustworthy and honest. What does that mean? What's that got to do with selling? It's got to do everything with selling. Let's go ahead and dive into it, and I'm going to tell you why. You know, I've been in sales for a long time, since the 80s in one form or capacity. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and all the warts and all which got to deal with selling. And the truth is if you are a trustworthy salesperson, you can look yourself in the mirror years later and go, dang, I did the right thing by my customers. I did the right thing with my company and the people that are around me. And you don't have to guess yourself. Now, see, selling, you remember our topic is trustworthiness and honesty. You know, if you're an honest salesperson, you don't got to remember what you said. Did I say something? I just said you don't have to worry about the things that you said. Now, when I first got into sales back in the early 80s, I was a door-to-door salesman. I sold services for 3 years, door-to-door. And one of the things that I learned as I became a better person in selling over the years is you have to be honest and you have to be trustworthy. Now, trustworthy means that, hey, people can depend on you. You go to work every day. They know you're going to do your job. They know you're going to show up. And when they tell you what to do, because if you're a salesperson, generally you work for yourself. We work on straight commission mostly. And if you work on commission, if you don't do a good job and you don't show up every day and knock on them doors or pick up that phone and call those people, you ain't going to make no money, honey. It's just that simple. Trustworthy means that, hey, listen, you don't have to worry about watching over me. You know, the people I work for, they ain't got to worry about me. I take care of Gary Lee. I take care of little old me. And with that in mind, I don't have to have people second guessing, well, is he at work? I don't know. They ain't got to worry about it because they know that I'm grown. And with that in mind, if you're a new salesperson, you get a lot of freedom. And sometimes that freedom can cause you not to do your job when you need to do it. I'll get to it later. Okay, I'll get to it later. I ain't got to worry about it. But see, when you work on sales, it's like in selling, it's like in commission. Dang, dude, it's a numbers game. You got to put yourself in front of the customers. You have to have those presentations. And if you are not having those presentations, you can't get any sales. I mean, you could try really, really hard. And I respect salespeople that go out there, knock on doors and pick up the phone and call people and go business to business or in retail. You got to show up because, see, if you're a dependable, trustworthy person, you may end up being the manager. You may end up being an owner of your own company. You may be the person that people are watching to make sure, hey, I want to be like that guy. Now, in the past, when I first started in selling, I'll tell you what, I was very trustworthy. I showed up to work every day. And I'm going to tell you what, one of the big things, it made me become successful in selling. It made me become number one. But one of the things, and I have to be honest, remember, our subject for today is selling and being trustworthy and honest. I used to look at customers as dollar bills. Wrong. Don't do it, guys. Because, see, if you look at customers just as money and a ticket for you to make more money, and you're not building up relationships, you can't get these things called referrals, and you can't feel comfortable. Because I'm going to tell you what, people can read you today. They're not like they used to be. They're real skeptical because a lot of people have been burnt by bad salespeople. They weren't trustworthy, and they weren't honest. So if you're watching this, you must be an honest person. You got to want to be trustworthy, and you want to be the best salesperson that we can be. I'm just saying, if we want to be number one, at least in the top 10%, we have to do everything in our power to help us to be the best. And one of the big things that I can tell you is you have to be honest. Now, I'm going to tell you what, when I first got into sales, I didn't really think that way because I was young, and I didn't think that there were consequences for doing things. And I'm going to tell you what, if you are doing something dishonest, it will eventually come back to you. They call it karma, Murphy's Law, or whatever you want to call. And I'm going to tell you what, when I was a young person, like I said, I looked at people as dollar bills. So, I may have stretched the truth here and there. Maybe I said some things that might have been offensive. Maybe I was a little rude. Maybe I came across as pushy and making the customer say, well, I guess so. But see, you have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself when you're in selling. Remember, we're not here just for a short time. You may be in a restaurant, you may be at the grocery store, you may be at the gym and run into one of your customers. And if you lied to them and you manipulated them, they ain't gonna forget that. Matter of fact, if they feel as though you took advantage of them, they gonna tell everybody. They got all these different medias on the internet that they can tell everybody how bad a person you are and how bad your company is. And if you do good, a lot of times people don't even tell nobody, maybe one or two. But if you treat them badly and you're dishonest, and if you are a person who's not trustworthy, they will tell everybody how bad that salesperson treated them. And you know what? You deserve it. Like I said, when I was younger, I used to see people as dollar bills. Now I don't. I look at customers, and sometimes I think I can be probably a little bit too nice sometimes, but it's like this. I have to look at myself in the mirror every day. I'm the one who has to pay my bills and everything, and I don't want to slight somebody or take advantage of somebody because they were desperate or they just needed what I had to sell and I took advantage of them. Because, see, once you start going down that road, what happens is you keep going down that road. And then what happens is you get people looking at you saying, the other salespeople, they'll say, yeah, he's a dishonest person. That's why he's selling so much. And see, they may not know that it might be because you've changed and you're actually having good conversations. Because, see, when you're past, if you do bad things, it shows up. Now, a lot of times, we go with ourselves. Don't matter if you go from different company to different company, you take yourself with you. So if you're out there, you remember, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. You got to be honest and you have to be trustworthy. Because, see, here's another thing. If you have other salespeople that you work with, correct? And you snake them, which means you take sales behind their backs or you talk to their customers and you steal from them, everybody will remember you as an untrustworthy salesperson. They'll call you a snake, and that ain't a good thing, baby. And I'm just saying, honesty is the best policy. It really makes a difference. And when you're talking to customers, don't cheat them. Don't take advantage of them. That's not selling. That's abusiveness. That's just taking manipulation. That's just not right. And good salespeople, yeah, we may miss a few sales because we told the truth. But, we have, like I said, I look in the mirror every day. I don't want to say I lost my soul for any money or a few dollars. That's just not the way it works. Our subject for today is selling and being trustworthy and honest. Listen, I can't say it any plainer than this. Eventually, things catch up with you. If you treat people poorly or if you take advantage of people, the word gets around. Now, your bosses, they might be really excited because you're selling like hotcakes. But when they start getting people calling about lies and things that you said that weren't honest and weren't true, I've seen it, guys. I've had work with some salespeople that were manipulators. They lied. Just to get a sale. And to make it get good, they get their little bit of commission. Then they end up getting the commission taken back from them because the people find out that they weren't honest and trustworthy. You don't want to be that guy or that lady, because what will happen is you get a reputation. And a lot of times it follows you wherever you go. And remember, they're not supposed to say what type of person you are when you go to another job. They're not supposed to put you down or say anything bad. But I'm going to be quite honest with you. They do. And they will say, hey, that person's not trustworthy, and don't trust that guy. He's not an honest person. And see, once it gets out there, it's a little harder to get really good sales jobs. And I'm going to tell you what, you have to be an honest person. It just pays. It really does. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. I'm a little crazy sometimes, but I do know that I have to be honest. And I'm going to tell you what, I've lost some sales because I was very honest with the customer. I told them the things they did not want to hear. Or maybe I told them the things they did want to hear, and they had to think about it and make a decision based on good information. Now, if you hold back information or if you neglect to tell them about different things within your sales process, and it ain't good, guys, because they will cancel that damn order. And the next thing you know, you done lost your commission. Now remember, honesty. How do you want people to treat you? You want a car dealership? You ever heard of them where they used to take advantage of people and so forth? I ain't picking on you car people, but I'm just saying, back in the day, car people weren't always the most honest persons. You've seen the movies and everything where they took advantage and didn't tell them the whole truth, nothing but the truth. They just lied. You can't do it, guys. People are too smart today. They can, listen, if you have a business and you got reputation where people are stealing or taking advantage of customers and stuff, and you ain't doing what they're paying you to do, your business will go straight down. Recently, I worked with this one company. I was helping them out, and they are just the most backward type of people. The people wouldn't show up to work, wouldn't do the work half the time, and people were selling these services and stuff. I had to run from these people. And I'm not going to say their name or anything, but they're in the fencing business, and I'm going to tell you what. People depend on us. If they pay you, they want a job well done. Remember, our title for today is Selling, and Trustworthy and Honest. If you get a reputation as not being an honest person and you're not trustworthy, you'll end up losing a lot of opportunities and you may end up in jail, okay? So remember, my name is Gary Stanley, your sales guy. We just had a very simple conversation about selling, being honest and trustworthy. Listen, guys, if you've been in sales for a long time and you're an honest salesperson, yes, it's a great career. But if you start off in a sales career and you're around people that are manipulators, that lie, that cheat, take advantage of, and look down on customers, talk bad about customers, you'll end up being the same way. The reason being is birds that flock together, they stick together. I don't know if that's the way it's going. The birds of a feather flock together, okay? And people who think alike act alike, and they do the same thing. So be careful who your mentors are. Be very careful, and you got to watch these people. Because, see, people can fool you. They can be so sweet and kind, and they'll stab you right in the back. Bang. That ain't a good thing. I've seen it in my own selling career. I've seen people that were liars and manipulators, and they teach you all kinds of stuff and closes and techniques and stuff, but you got to remember, you want to be an honest salesperson. I know it sounds real simple, but see, honesty makes the world go around, and there's not a lot of people anymore that are very honest. So if you're a salesperson, you be that honest person. Because, see, I don't want to stand before God one day and have to give an account of all the people that I've hurt. Now, I probably will, because I've hurt some people in my life, and I'm going to tell you what, I don't do it in sales. In selling, I'm above board. I always try to be as honest as possible. I don't leave things out. I let people come to their own decisions, and I always ask for the order. You got to ask for the order, or you ain't selling. You know, my name is Gary Stanley, your sales guy, and we just had a very simple conversation about selling and trustworthiness and honesty. I hope you got something out of this, because like I said, I might be having to talk to you. Maybe I'm looking in the mirror and talking to me. Always be honest and trustworthy. And you won't have to worry about, damn, did I say something I shouldn't have said? Did I take it? Oh, I hope they don't ever find out. I hope nobody finds out what I did. That's not a good feeling. And if you don't ever feel that way, that means you're a dishonest person inside. Maybe God will need to work on you and he'll change you, but it takes some time. You got to want to be an honest person. And if you're working around people that are dishonest, run, because they really ain't selling. Real salespeople don't take advantage of people. They don't manipulate people. They tell them what they need to know. They give them the information, the pros and the cons, the objections. They overcome the objections. They ask for the order, and they close. And once you close and you ask for the order, you got yourself a sale. And remember, it's a numbers game, but it better be an honest game. It better be an honest game, I'm telling you guys. So go out there and sell something. My name is Gary Stanley. We just had a great conversation about selling, trustworthiness, and being honest. So you go out there and be honest, a little fist bump, boop, boop. Honesty pays, baby. Somebody's looking at you. A lot of people are watching you. So be careful when you're out there selling. Don't ever take advantage of people, because it will come back to bite you. All right, go out there and have a great day and sell something. All right. Honesty. What a great concept.